My name is Lorna, and I am one of the CEOs of Human 911. I am so happy to have you here, and hopefully your audience will join as you come on stage. We have quite a new lineup today, but Vikram is going to be our host. Our Zoom is ET. So over to you, Vikram.
Wow, okay. I was not ready for that at all. So yeah, there's something strange about seeing your face in close up, which can really throw you off. I mean, we've had Zoom shows and the pandemic and all of that, but it's a surprise each time because you always feel like you look better than what the video shows you. But it's good to be here, and let's have a round of applause for Lorna and everyone else, VT, the rest who helped to put this show together, and to you guys who've been here today. So let's hear it for you guys in the comments. You can also unmute yourself, unless you have some background noise, which means you have a social life, that there are other people in your life. Why don't you go ahead and unmute your mics and also keep your videos on, so that the performers don't feel like they are performing in the void. And just go ahead and make sure that everybody has a great time. I noticed that I was receiving some instructions from Lorna about how to go about this, and there are instructions for the host which says roast, engage, and riff audiences. Now at this point I'm not really sure if I'm qualified to do any of those three, because I think primarily what I see is that we have comedians here in the room. So usually as a practice, you avoid riffing on the comedians because they get angry and they don't tell you, that bit was part of my joke and you've given it away and all of that things, and comedians are barely friendly with each other, at all. So I think it's better to not touch that line. But what I can say is the most important thing is that this is a show in January 2026. So it's good to see a lot of familiar faces as well. We are starting out the year with some faces that we saw in the ending of the last year as well, which is a really great thing. I think let's have a round of applause for that also, guys. Let's hear it in the comments. That's really great. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's the kind of enthusiasm we want to see, guys. Absolutely. In fact, I came up with a different thing that, why have a random year? Why have 31st December? Like for me, October was a life-changing event last year. So I have like my new year goes from October to October. And I would encourage everyone in this room to also think that this is my personal new year. It goes from September to September or March to March, or I would say financial year to financial year. You can do that, but then we comedians know how much we earn from doing comedy. So that might be depressing. So I think maybe let's avoid that one. And on that note, Lorna, can we bring up our first act? Do you think that's all right? Can we bring up our first act for the night or evening or whatever, wherever you're present?
Our first
Okay.
according to the
Sorry?
agenda is Aseel. Aseel, if you're ready.
Yeah, I just wanted to check that.
Our first act.
I'm up now?
Yeah, I'll just introduce you. So Aseel is from Egypt. This time we don't have introductions for the performers, guys. So, it's more important to judge them on their and have no preconceived notions at all. I will tell you this much though, that Aseel is from Egypt. And I'm sure in her head, every time, what happens is, oh, you're from Egypt, the pyramids. I'm sure in her head, she's like, there is something in Egypt besides the pyramids. There are regular people with regular lives. There's an airline. We have things, we have buildings, we have companies, we have Cairo, we have other cities as well. And just like the Eiffel Tower is not visible from every window in Paris, the pyramids are not visible from every window in Egypt. Please get over yourselves. There's more to the country than that. And I think I will let Aseel introduce us more about the country and about herself. So guys, with a huge round of applause, let's get our first open mic around. Guys, you know how difficult this is. So let's hear it for Aseel.
Yay! Before I start, you're right. There's more to just pyramid. And I could
share with you guys the marvelous Egypt. But that's a story in another time. Okay? Well, 2025 has packed up its luggage and took the train to Neverland. And welcome 2026. Until it starts packing its bag, will be leaving us until the year after, the year after, the year after, the year after. What's with this routine? Well, you know what that means. New Year's resolution. I mean, what's up with the resolution? Why wait for the first year to improve or try something new? Why wait? Is there a law that prevents you from starting after New Year or before it? Is the police gonna knock on it? Is the police gonna knock on the door and say you're under arrest for starting resolution without New Year? Well, we all know how it goes. You either try something new, you give up something. Personally, I don't know where to begin. Should I give up something? Let's take a look. Should I go on a diet? Okay. All we have to do is have salad for breakfast, lunch, dinner. Breakfast, lunch, dinner. Breakfast, lunch, dinner. I can't take it anymore. I need a burger. I need a burger. Nom, 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 nom. Okay. Diet ruined. Off to the gym. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. My heart's gonna explode. Heart's gonna explode. Do I need to go like this for a whole month? Okay, we'll try something else. I am Batman. I stay up all night. Maybe I should try to get some sleep. Sleep so early. And it's too early to go to sleep. I want to do something exciting right now at this midnight. It only happens at night. I want to do something exciting. Coffee. 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 Every day. Wake up, grab a cup of coffee. In fairness, I grab hot chocolate. But we all gotta admit, we all need coffee. Go, 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 go. Maybe I should try to give it up just for a little small while. So, no energy, no energy. I need coffee. No, anything but that. I can't give up chocolate. It's a girl's best friend. Okay, giving up something was a disaster. Instead of giving up something, I'll try something new. Around the World in 80 Days. Some of us seen the movie, Going Around the World in only in 80 days. Maybe I could try it lesser, or maybe I could imitate the movie. Well, time to pack a set of bag. Do I have everything? Do I have my passport? Do I have my ticket? Do I have everything? Okay. Off to the airport. I feel like I forgot something. My bag! I almost forgot my bag. Okay, there's a problem. I don't have enough money. What's with everything so exciting have to be with money? Well, looks like I'll be going shopping. Maybe I could shop for new clothes or new bags or books. I'm a bookworm, okay? Or I could buy toys. You're never too old for toys. No, I'm gonna run out of money before the whole month. I'll be broke for a whole year. Well, I'll just have to use my money in something else. Snorkeling. Boy, do I love swimming. Swimming, 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 swimming. Oh, hello there, little turtle. Wow, snorkeling is so fun, so exciting. Oh, swimming in this ocean was pretty cold. Well, I'm just gonna hop into bed, get some warm hot chocolate, and sleep. Rest of the day. Oh, I must have snoozed off. Sorry. What else to do? What else to do? There's other things to do. Why don't I try something crazy? I'm gonna pack a parachute and I'm gonna skydive. Or I should try zip line. Ooh, or bungee jumping. Look at below. Those are all just opportunities. You don't find it anywhere. But if I get the chance, maybe I'll give it a go. But wait, why wait for New Year? It's not against the law. Why don't I just try to find opportunities now? But because I'm a bookworm, smart girl, I have to do it wisely, plan wisely. Because I don't want to end up begging, because I'll be out of the money before the end of the year. Well, year 2026, I don't know what surprises is ahead of me, but I'm sure it's going to be better than the year last year, than the year before that, the year before that. I'm sure we all have resolutions. Don't wait for New Year. We all live young once, and you're never too old anyway. Just go for it. Over to you.
Guys, let's have a round of applause for Aseel. She touched upon so many things, and as I said, I think last month as well, she's the one comic who absolutely takes the effort to stand up for doing a stand-up act, which most of us, like all of us comics, is like, I'm the host and yet I'm sitting doing this, right? So I'm the last person to really be dumping on anyone else for that. There were so many things in her act. I think, especially the philosophical note in which she left us about not waiting for New Year's to do a lot of things. And I think there were other things. I don't know if she's a member of Toastmasters because I saw a lot of act outs, and that's a very classic, way of doing it in the Toastmasters, in way of doing speeches. Lorna says yes, and I think that's something that we can learn a lot in terms of how act outs were done. A lot of it will help in our stand-up acts. I think what especially the one that resonated me was the bit about coffee. Like some of us are literally zombies in the morning. Coffee, coffee. I need my fucking coffee. Like it's that bad for most of us. So there was an episode, I think, on one of the TV shows where Jerry Seinfeld goes on to say about how coffee is the most amazing thing. Um, and I think a lot of people in the audience also resonated with that. So it goes to say a lot about human society when coffee, oh, she has coffee on. That's amazing. Right? So that won't get you any love from the audience. Lord. Just saying. It's some reflection about human society that coffee is the most exciting thing in our lives. That you wish that we could keep ourselves awake with how thrilling our own lives are, but apparently we need coffee to get through the day. I'm sure there is a great motivational message in there somewhere, but I would much rather have coffee than go through that message. So on that note, do we have our next performer ready? We have Roshan. I think, is he ready? Ready to go, Roshan?
Yeah, yes, I'm ready.
Okay. So Roshan is from the UAE. And the UAE is, it's a country which people often like United Arab Emirates, and people don't know often which Emirates stand for what. Like for the longest time, I thought Dubai and Sharjah, Abu Dhabi are all the same place with different names for each other. So it took me a while to understand that these are all different places. And these are the three that are known. And of course, Sharjah is the one that is known for cricket, where all the matches take place. Used to at least at one point of time. So that's how Indians know Sharjah. The only thing they know about Sharjah, at least for many years, is the fact that cricket matches happen there. So, guys, on that note, with a huge round of applause, these are open mic, guys. You know how difficult this is. With a huge round of applause, can we have Roshan on stage?
Thank you, everyone. Thank you for the warm welcome. We are everyone are very related with our families and relatives. Sometimes we could bring up some humor in that way. That is what I'm trying to do here. we Indians are very smart people. Whenever we have an issue with our office, even with our wife, spouse, we keep it aside. We wait till a function occurs. It may be a marriage function or a funeral function, and then the elders gather up. They take this whole issue one by one and they discuss. They evaluate it, your personal problem, your bedroom, your office problem. They find a solution at last. That is the funny thing. Even if you are Gen Zs, they give a solution of World War II era. These uncles and relatives give advice, and it is all free. You don't have to pay them anything. And even if you don't ask them, they will give you all these things. So something falls down in between. One of my uncle, I remember, we call him Google Uncle. It is because even the Google ask him before answering to us. He knows everything in this world. From under the sun, everything. He has a high speed. Like a Wi-Fi, he gave a speed double than the 5G. Then, nowadays, his main specialty is career advice. Whenever he sees some young gentleman, he never asks, how are you? He just asks, how you do? How much you earn? Then he look up to down. He scanned us very good. He checked our shoes, whether we have khaki. He want to know everything. Then, if we sometimes to avoid the scan, what we do, we directly tell him the truth. We are earning this much, and whether we have job or not, he will not leave you again. He will again scan you. From top to bottom, he will again scan you. So you cannot escape from him. Last time I saw him, Google, what happened to operation with the eyes? Catch operation, whether it's done? No, son, I couldn't. The pressure was so high. Only one eye is done, one is left back. Once it is controlled, I will do it again. Uncle, with one eye you are doing this all observations and all? How come? We cannot believe, man. In my previous vacation, I took my wife's family, the elder brother, everyone to a shopping mall. They went to a bag store. 1 hour they were searching everything. They find some new stuffs. They selected all this bag. When I check, Louis Vuitton and some bags, very expensive for me. I don't know Indian quality maybe. Maybe better I bring from Dubai. My mother-in-law called me. Son, come here, sit besides me. Half an hour, she gave me a nice lecture about the quality, the leather shining, everything she gave me. Then she called the sales executive and asked me to explain about the store even from there where their Louis Vuitton, it is all made in China and something like that. I bought that for her. Then only the advice stopped. So this is one of the purpose how the advice is required. This year, when I went, I played a big game. I played it smart. I buy a master copy of Louis Vuitton bag. I went there and I gave to her. She was very happy to see this bag. It was shining. Still, she gave me a 15 minutes lecture. The same lecture what she gave me last time. She gave me the same lecture. Now, the last auntie I would like to note you that one of aunties, yoga auntie. The yoga auntie, she is expertise in life. Not only she has a lot of yoga posture. For whatever problem you have, she will give you a yoga posture. Something like this. I told her, I have some pressure in office. Then she is telling, you have to do breathing exercise. Breathing exercise. Then she started to demonstrate it. First, you breathe air, hold it. Then after some time, you release it. So I asked her from where I release. from whatever holes you have. Luckily, I couldn't find any sound when I was releasing my pressure. Thank you all. This is our family, and we are all family. Thank you.
Guys, round of applause for Roshan.
Wonderful, great.
Yeah, this was it was a wonderful and traumatic journey as a fellow Indian at the same time. That's what I think even we would agree with that. So would Deepak. I mean, just I think yoga auntie have had a very interesting yoga auntie experience. I think it was somewhere in the Valley of Flowers we were trekking, and there was some yoga expert who said she would help me do the Shirsasana, where I get upside down. And I was upside down, and then she slipped her hand inside my pants from behind, and I was like, okay, this is a coincidence, probably just a coincidence. I just went, okay. And then she tried to steady me again, and this time she went for the fun stuff at the front. And I was like, okay. I'm like, this is a yoga auntie of a whole different kind. I think, less yoga, more auntie, perhaps. So, like, okay, very happy to see. Also, I noticed that Deepak has unmuted himself for this, and I believe, Deepak, you're an audience. Are you performing today, or you're an audience?
No, I am an audience. I'm joining this event for the first time, and
Okay.
I'm just enjoying the event, not performing tonight.
No, thank you so much. You are the most important person in this room because comedians were mostly used to having each other in the audience, and we're like, aha, an audience. So it's a bit like a hunter finding, aha, we found an audience today. That's how most open mics are. Just before we bring on the next artist, could you tell us a little bit more about yourself, Deepak? What do you do primarily? What keeps you busy?
Well, I'm a very relaxed, laid-back person. I'm not busy at all. But if you really ask me what keeps me busy, then just basically I'm into tech sales. I work in tech sales, and I've been traveling to India right now. I have traveled a bit, and last week I was exploring the improv scene in Baroda. I'm in Baroda, Gujarat right now. And I was exploring the improv scene and also the Toastmasters scene because I am a Toastmasters member as well. So when I did that, I ran into a few clubs. Stagecraft is one of the clubs in Baroda, and they told me about this show. And just an hour back, I looked at the last show that you guys did on YouTube, and I have never heard of this concept of online improv. So I was both curious and wanted to check out what's happening. But I'm for work, I am into tech sales, and I have been part of some of these clubs, so I understand a little bit of the art form, but I haven't performed like you guys do. So this is really great. Thank you.
No, this is so cool. You're in the such an original role for an Indian, tech sales. Essentially, it's like the most original thing that you could possibly be doing in today's
very
world.
Original.
Yeah, very original, especially with a guy who's creating unoriginal troubles for you in a very different country, which I will let the next artist, talk about that. Also, when you said that you actually saw the previous, guys, he saw the previous show and chose to attend as opposed to choosing not to, you know what I'm saying? So, like, wow, as in we were, I think those who were there in the previous show performing, guys, just keep that in mind. In case you're thinking, what am I doing in life? He saw the show and chose to attend. It's not like, no, I chose not to attend after seeing the show, guys. So I think just keep that in mind.
Yeah.
And,
well, I would like to point out that you and Lakshmi both were brilliant on the 24th show. Both your poems, I did listen to your poems and Lakshmi's comments as well. Daniel did a great job as well. And most importantly, I started my introduction with saying that I'm not really busy when you ask me what keeps me busy. So, I'm not saying anything, but I'm not really busy. So why not?
Not at all, man. But I love the fact that in a comedy show, you appreciated my poetry. So I'm like, is that a compliment? Of course it is, man. I'm so glad and very glad to hear that. I mean, I love compliments on my poetry even more than my stand-up, I'll be very honest. So that's really nice to hear. because our next artist comes from a country where now we have stand-up comedy, poetry, improv, and pretty much every art form is being done by the person in charge of the country right now. It's called the land of the free, but it's also become a land of free comedy, free poetry, and free improv. So he is from the United States of America. Danny, are you ready to get on stage?
Yes, Vikram. Thank you.
Yeah.
Hi,
So, guys, I suppose there's no point in me explaining anything more about comedy in this country. I think Danny is definitely more suited for that. I would say with a flyby of the US Air Force rather than applause, but that's not in my hands. So, with a huge round of applause, guys, let's bring Danny on stage. Yes, come on, come on, come on. Let's do that, or anything could happen to us, guys. Let's give him a huge round of applause, please.
I know.
For our own safety. Yes, please, please.
Yes, I know. But lucky I'm in San Francisco. I think lucky I'm in San Francisco, a little more freer and stuff. And it's 5 o'clock here in the morning here in San Francisco. And hold on one second. Hey, buddy, can you close the door on the mic? Yeah, close the door on the microwave. Thank you. Okay, so anyway, I'm Danny Ditchy. And excuse me, my cheap internet. It was okay at first, but it's been kind of slow ever since the hamster broke its hip. So anyway, I'm Danny Ditchy in San Francisco, and a little bit about myself. I don't know how old I am because my parents lost my birth certificate when they put me in the basket in the river. I do remember the name of the river. It was Niagara Falls. Thank you very much. So, so my middle name is Solomon. We have a family tradition, name all the kids their middle name Solomon. So my sister has a female version of that, which is Salmonella. So, also, we were kids. When we were kids, our parents were too poor to take us out to go to the aquarium, to the public aquarium. So instead, they took us out to a Red Lobster restaurant. You go, are you for? No, just looking. So, sometimes I get so lonely for a hug. I wish someone would give me a hug. So when I really need a hug, I would go to a restaurant and I would pretend that I'm choking. I live here in San Francisco. We have a museum here in San Francisco. We have an ice cream museum. It's a new museum. It's called an ice cream museum. I went to take the tour, but they canceled it because one of their employees had a meltdown at the ice cream museum. So, let's see what else is. Gee, I had plans. Did you see this on the news? They had a survey that said that 62% of America's workers are having sexual relationships with someone else in the same workplace. So that got me thinking, man, I need to get a job. Yes, my last job, I was actually a delivery guy, a pizza delivery guy, and I got fired for having a perfect driving record. What happened was my boss got suspicious, and he found out that I do not have a car, and I was delivering the pizzas on the bus. Yes, but then I finally have a car. I finally got a car. I got a real man's car. Yeah, I got a 79 Oldsmobile. It gets an estimated I don't care miles per gallon, and its hood ornament is a smart car. Yeah, so I took my car for a car wash in the Brazilian wax, and when I got my car back, all the cars were gone. Brazilian wax. So, speaking of cars, did you see that big fireball? Here we had in the West Coast, we had a big fireball just flashing across the sky one night, and everyone was wondering, wow, was that a meteor? Was that a UFO? And no, somebody actually rear-ended a Tesla, because they do that. So, yes, and throughout world history, there have been so many book burnings that you would think that Amazon Books could come out with a better name than Kindle. and kindle fire, don't you think? Yeah. Oh, by the way, they found out there's a computer glitch on the Teslas. They're recalling the Teslas again. They found a computer glitch. Yeah, they found out there's people in a car having an argument, and one guy yells, "Go to hell." The car will drive straight to New Jersey. Yeah, so, I was watching a movie here, and we always watch movies, but there's an actress on there with a strange name. Her name is Busy Phillips. Yeah, Busy Phillips, strange name. I guess her father probably named her that in case someone like me goes up to her and say, "Hi, I'm Danny," and she would say, "I'm busy." Oh, okay. Yeah, so speaking of movies, I went to see this movie called I Am Number 4. It's a touching story about Mandarin beef over rice. I Am Number 4. So, right in the middle of the movie, the guy next to me starts talking on his cell phone. And I tell him, "Excuse me, sir, can you please put your phone away? We're trying to watch a movie." And he does. He puts his phone away. Then a few minutes later, I'm talking on my cell phone, and this guy says to me, "Hey, how come I can't talk on my cell phone and you can?" And I tell him, "Well, that's because I am a hypocrite." I'm a big comic book fan. Anybody read comic books? Superman, Batman. I'm a big comic book fan. Yeah, I went to the convention this year, and it was so crowded. It's so crowded. I don't want to wait all day in line to get an autograph. So I came up with an idea. I went up to the front door and I yelled, "Hey, Eugene, your mother's here to pick you up." Yeah. The whole place cleared out. Yeah. Yeah, the only person that was left there was this woman dressed up like Wonder Woman. So I go up to her and say, "Hey there, Wonder Woman. Want to come over to my place and check out my comic book collection? I got a lot of issues." And she says, "Get lost, you nerd." And I told her, "I can't get lost because I got my address written in my underwear. So there." One more thing. The other day I actually got attacked by a mugger. This guy comes after me, and then all of a sudden this woman comes out of nowhere, and she tackles a mugger right down to the ground, and she handcuffs him. So I'm guessing she must be an undercover cop. So I ask her, "Excuse me, are you SFPD?" And she says, "No, BDSM." Yeah. So we dated. Yeah. And I remember coming home one night. There she is wearing nothing but a Freudian slip. And she says to me, "So, Danny boy, you ready for any punishment?" I go, okay. So she ties me up on this rack, and then she puts a TV in front of me, and she forces me to watch golf. Yeah, I was hoping it was a spanking or something, but yeah, that was a kind of punishment. Yeah, but anyway, well, okay. One more thing about myself. My father, my father was a peaceful man. Yeah, he would always beat me with an olive branch. Okay, I'm gonna finish off with one song. I have my instrument. I'm gonna play one song here. Okay. There, that was in my instrument. Okay, I'm gonna play one song. How about "Ode to Joy" by Beethoven? Okay. Thank you very much. I'm Danny Dechi.
Wonderful. Thanks, Danny.
Guys, round of applause. That was a brilliant, brilliant performance. Yes. I put on my earphones now, so am I clear? Can everyone hear me clearly?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, well, okay, that's good to hear. So I think there was so much to learn from that act. I think Deepak would have moved on from my poems and say, "Sorry, Vikram, but I think the thing that he did with the pencil at the end was so much better than your poem." So I think I've probably lost that. Okay, you don't have to rub it in, Deepak. It was meant to be. So, I think there was so much to learn from the act. I think the one about the Tesla going to hell. I'm guessing, Danny, that when you do this joke, in New York and you mention New Jersey, it works a lot. And I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong. And when you do the joke in New Jersey, you say that the car went to the Bronx or something of the sort, right? Because there's no other way to make that joke work, right? And like that's the only way. And I think there was like so many one-liners. I think it was a great learning also in terms of how to deliver stand-up in a lot of ways. And I think when you came to the Wonder Woman, I was like, surely there will be a lasso of truth. Because I think the lasso of truth wrapped around any stand-up comedian, nothing good can come out. Because what comes out of our minds is how we create stand-up comedy. If anyone knew where it came from, I think they would just be like, I want to stay miles away from this person. I don't want to know what's going on inside their heads at all. So I think it was overall, I think, just it was a fantastic learning.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you so much.
No, especially, man. I mean, I think given that you are from a country now where it's pretty much the wild, wild west is now everywhere, essentially, right? It's like, how do I know it's just wild, wild, right? There's no more west anymore, is what's happening. So while you can still crack these jokes, I think go ahead. Just don't go to Florida, crack jokes about Florida. I think that'll become illegal after some time. As you can see, that was my domestic help. Those are the few first world, you can say, luxuries that you have in the third world. So that's something you can enjoy.
Yeah.
I noticed that before we take the next Comic Con, that we have a audience member, again another prized audience member. It's Od Rahim, if I have this correct. Are you available, Od Rahim, to chat with us? And I don't know if I'm pronouncing your name correctly. Okay, apparently shy, because the name I was a little confused. It says ODE, so it's like how we said Ode. And I think Danny also used that in Ode to Beethoven. So like Ode to Rahim, I don't know how this works essentially. It's an ode to a person, and I'm like, maybe he's a musician. So it would be a great collection of artists. On that next note, and the slightly depressing note of a bunch of artists in a room together, there can be nothing sadder than that, guys. Trust me on this. So Deepak, you are the only one who was keeping this room from complete sadness and despair at this point of time.
So glad.
I'd like to now. Yeah, no, man, absolutely. So if you think I'm doing nothing with my time, are you kidding, man? You're making sure that we are all doing something with our time.
I'm keeping you guys busy.
Yes, you're keeping the rest of us busy.
Yeah, with my most enthusiastic clapping.
No, absolutely, man. Now, the next person is also from a country which is at war with the US. And of course, it's a US ally. And that list is a little hard to get away from. It's like which country is not? And it's more likely to be an ally today than an opponent, as you can imagine. So she's from Canada, guys. And I'm hoping that you can know, I think Trump wants to make it the 51st state. And I know at some point, the whole of North America will be one giant state. So how will you even do a free trade agreement? I don't know how that will work out. So guys, with a huge round of applause, she's been a veteran of many shows. You guys have seen her before. And Deepak, please feel free to join us on our Feb 15 show as well. So guys, with a huge round of applause, can we have Sylvie on stage?
Yay! Thank you so much. But for me, I think if the Tesla burn, I think that will bring us to US, anywhere in the US. Yeah, that's how much we hate US. I never been to the US since Trump took the position as the king of the US. Yeah, and I don't. Yeah, I miss my friends, but I'm too scared to go, like not knowing where I will be going at the destination USA, but you can end up anywhere in the world. So I'm not ready for that yet. So yeah, so I'm already retired now. Yeah, I know everybody is kind of jealous of me, but please keep it for yourself. It's not because I want to. Yeah, this is because I was pushed to. But everybody will tell me that you are so lucky to be able to retire and all those things. So like, I don't know what is my goal supposed to be for the new year, because everybody is thinking that if I, when I'm getting older, or this year I want to have more times, I want to travel more and whatever. For me, I have all of those things. The only thing that I don't have is the money. So so maybe and I cannot work. I was not allowed to work, so I cannot work. So thinking about what I can do to get money without working properly. Apparently, this stand up hasn't worked yet, because there's not that many money coming, but it's not there yet. So what I'm thinking of is like, maybe I will have to find a husband that is rich, um, yeah, or maybe a wife that is rich. I'm open now. I'm open to suggestion, whatever that's coming, as long as there is rich on the like bank. Because somebody asked me like, what kind of like of things that you like, if you get a boyfriend or girlfriend. I said, like, no, don't give me flowers, just give me interest. Deposito is good. Like investment, I like that. So don't give me just flowers. They die. So so I was thinking, not only that it's good for me, but also good for the other person. It's like, I'm trying to entice Prince Harry to be with me, and I make the song about this. I think I did it before, but I make it along. Like, that's how much I'm really committed. So yay, there it is. Oh, my dear Prince Harry, I would like to offer myself to thee. A divorced lady, smarty and lovely, fit for the royalty. Dear Prince Harry, discard your all. Come here and be with me, a better mommy. Oh, my dear Prince Harry, you suffer enough. It's time to flee. I know you're weary. The past is history. Your future is set with me. Dear Prince Harry, I have no history to me. My 3 kids are already this real family. Oh, my dear Prince Harry, you will have laughter and be happy. I'm in comedy with Christianity, Asian and sexy slightly. Dear Prince Harry, I know how to do curtsy. I am the perfect lady for you to marry. For diversity. Oh, please marry me. Yeah, thank you so much. So, yeah, I think to ask for, getting weight, going usually like skinny. I'm consider a bit chubby, so I will not ask that. I will just say that I accept myself as what I am. And please help me to get noticed by Prince Harry. Tell him it is time for Asian to be on the throne. The black is history now. Thank you so much, Sylvie.
Great,
Huge
Sophie.
round of applause. That was a great song. Come on, guys. Let's a huge round of applause.
Yes.
There. So what I understand is that everybody wants to look better than my poetry is what is the thing that I'm experiencing so far. I think it was a great song. It was like so many things that we got to hear in it. Especially when you mentioned mommy. I think in the case of Prince Harry, more than mommy, I think he had grandmommy issues, which was a bigger problem in the case of the royal family. If you've been watching The Crown, and I think fleeing is definitely, I think, something that everybody in the royal family would have considered. Like to the extent that even after he became king, there are many people who are still referring to him as Prince Charles because he'd been prince for so long. It took a long while for people to actually even make that change. It's like quite amazing. What I also loved was that reference to being slightly Asian. And I was like wondering who is a slightly Asian person. I'm like, do you slightly hate your family? Is that how it is? Because I think that's how a slightly Asian person can possibly be described. So Lorna says, I still say Prince Charles. Yes, I can imagine that, right? That certain things. I mean, not like he's done anything to make him seem like a king, anyways, in recent times. So there's nothing much that's changed there, or much, And see, this is Britain. At least you can make fun of the monarch without having sanctions put on. To be fair, at least that's one thing that's going right in their country. Wanted to check a couple of things. One is, I believe we have some. So I think I noticed that Rahim gave two laughter emojis during the show, so I know that he exists at least, or she exists. Is it possible to have a chat with them? Is it okay? Are you okay with just putting on your mic or just your, if not your camera, just your mic? Can we have a brief chat with you? That would be nice. Just like Deepak, you are very valuable as an audience. I noticed that your background says akar, which I believe means shape or something like that in Hindi, in the Indian language. So yeah, I think your akar is apparently anonymous. So I guess we'll just have to work with that. But I acknowledge that you gave us two laughter emojis, which is worth a lot in a comedian's life. We don't get too many of those. Most of them are usually take down your video or we will kill you. So that's mostly what we get. I think there's also Roshan in the audience. Roshan, are you around? Would you like to have a brief chat with us before we call on the next act? If you're there, Roshan. I guess Roshan is also shy. So yeah, you remind me of my time in school and college. Thank you, guys. That was a very traumatic place that you've taken me back to. But we hope to catch you maybe at the end of the show if that's possible. Before I bring on the next act, just want to make a quick check with Lorna. Okay, I think she's okay. Roshan was a performer. Acha, okay. Guys, sorry about that. Yes, Roshan was a performer. Yes. I'm gonna push that down to old age, guys. As you can imagine, I'm old now, so I forget things. Not everything. I forget some things. Just want to put that out. Just want to do a quick check. Is Nasif in the audience? Is he there? Nasif, is he around, or should we move on to the next act? Okay. So I think we don't have Nasif in the audience as far as I can tell. So guys, we're going to now call on the final and headliner act, okay, of the evening. You've seen him in shows before as well. He has a very, very, interesting sense of humor. He'll pick at you in ways that you will not even realize where the punchline came from all of a sudden. And he also comes from a very interesting country. I'll let him describe more about that country. We've already heard about it. And I think he will share those experiences as well. So, guys, with a final round of applause, with a final round of applause. I mean, for Lakshmi, I don't mean like the end of our lives or the final round of applause, whatever. So, like, okay. Can we hear it for Lakshmi? Yes.
Thank you everyone. Thank you Lorna and Human 911 for having me here today. Vikram, thank you. Please, let's give a big round of applause for Vikram and all the comics that we've seen so far. I want to start by saying sorry for the background noise. It definitely does not mean that I have a social life. I just have a lot of traffic behind me. So that's all you're going to hear, nothing else. Don't worry. There's not going to be anything inappropriate in the background. I want to say thanks to Deepak. First of all, like Vikram said, you were on this show and you chose to come back. Thank you. And you are in Baroda today. There's a cricket match going on, and you still came here. So thank you, Deepak. Thank you twice, and thank you thrice. You said some very kind words about Vikram and me. So thank you once again. I really appreciate you being here. Like Vikram said, this is the most valuable commodity that we can have as comedians. Is an audience member. So thank you. This show is actually titled New Year, New Goals. And my goal for this year is that I should start every show with a new joke. So what you've heard so far are my new jokes. So if you have already seen me perform, now may be a good time to go to the bathroom. Once again, no points for guessing where I'm from. New Jersey. I am an Indian, obviously. No points for guessing that either. But once again, there's one little thing I want to say today. Pardon me for wearing this white dot on my head. I'm sure you've seen a lot of Indians wear a red dot, but I'm wearing this white sacred ash, which, once again, that should tell you what type of Indian I am. I'm a God-fearing Indian. So we wear, substances of different colors on our foreheads to show that we love and respect our country and our religion. And this is my version. I thought of taking it off before the show, but then I thought, maybe there's a joke in there. Maybe there is something for the audience to laugh about, actually. So that's what that is. So please don't mind it. I'm not here to preach or posture. Definitely. Once again, I am an Indian who lives in America, and it's really hard being an Indian in America right now, as you can imagine. And I'm not even talking about immigration and ICE, right? Like, because wherever I go, everybody's asking me, Lakshmi, do you own a Dunkin' Donuts or a 7-Eleven? And that really hurts, because I went to America with a higher purpose. I own a liquor store. Well, think about it. If business goes bad, I burn down the store and I collect the insurance money. It burns really fast, in case you don't know. Right? I also help at an Indian restaurant, and my day job is tech support. I kind of checked all the boxes for being an Indian in America. You know what I find hard at the restaurant? Sometimes guests like to give us a hard time, right? This guest came in one day and he said, I know the chef. He knows what I get. I get the same thing every time. That's when in those moments, I feel like saying, sir, we really don't have a chef back there. We just DoorDash everything that you order. And DoorDash is a food app in the US, like Swiggy in India, and I'm sure Grab elsewhere in the world. And what was hard moving from India to the US was the amount of choice in the US. Growing up in India, if I wanted milk, I went to the store, I got milk. The first time I went to buy milk in the US, I was late for work. I was staring at a milk aisle for 30 minutes. And I had parked in a 15-minute spot. It's all good now. I've lived in US for 18 years. I recently became an American citizen. This is usually where you guys clap. You know what else was hard being an Indian in the US? Celebrating my wedding anniversary. Because I was married on 9/11. It felt wrong to go to the grocery store and order cake. So I did the right thing. I left my wife. Some people think, well, there's also another version. Her side of the story is that she threw me out because the only time I made her scream was when I used up all the toilet paper and didn't replace it. Honestly, I hate chores, especially replacing the toilet paper. You know what would be cool? You know how the gas company runs the gas through the pipes and all you have to do right to the kitchen, all you have to do is turn on the stove. How cool would it be if the toilet paper companies ran the toilet paper under the ground straight to the bathroom, right? Imagine you're sitting there, all you have to do is wave and out comes an unlimited supply of toilet paper. Just pay for what you use, you know? Fun, you know, here's a fun fact about India. Most of India lives in combined families, right? Like uncles, aunts, grandmas, grandpas, cousins, all living under the same roof. Kind of like Willy Wonka's family, if you've seen the movie, right? You know what that means? There is no privacy. Think about that for a moment. And still, we are the largest population in the world. You wonder why America outsources to India? We know how to get it done. Another fun fact about India, 30% of Indians are vegetarian. You know what that means? We love French fries. No matter where we go, the first thing we order will always be French fries. Italian food, French fries. Sushi, French fries. Thai food, French fries. Ice cream, French fries. I work at a fine dining Indian restaurant. Indian family came in one night. Even before I could offer them the menu, could we have some French fries, please? I was like, really? Regular or masala? You know, if Willy Wonka was an Indian, we would have a French fry factory and a ketchup river. Because the only thing we like more than French fries is ketchup. And the only thing we like more than ketchup is ketchup packets. I kid you not. Watch an Indian family at a fast food restaurant. Husband will order a small French fry. Wife will smuggle as many ketchup packets as possible into her purse. You want proof? Come to my apartment. I don't have a wife, but I have 5,000 ketchup packets. And the only thing we love more than ketchup packets is plastic bags. No, Indians in New Jersey are not having a good time right now. We are not dealing well with a plastic bag ban. Because we use plastic bags for everything. As gloves, as ponchos, and sometimes to strangle our wives if they interrupt us from watching a game of cricket. In every Indian home, under the kitchen sink, there is a plastic bag filled with plastic bags. We are even too cheap to get that plastic dispenser from IKEA. You know, every time I went to Philadelphia for a show, I used to smuggle a couple of plastic bags back into New Jersey. It made me feel really badass, like cross-border terrorism. But then they banned plastic bags in Philadelphia too. So I came to India to do this show with the hope of finding some plastic bags. You know what I hate? Every time I travel from India to the US, they always ask me at the airport if I have food in my bag. I mean, where is the question? I am an Indian. I have food in my bag. But I always say, no, sir, only cocaine. And they let me ride through. Because nobody really believes I'm badass, right? They look at this face and they don't believe that I can commit any kind of crime. So that gave me an idea. Now I'm smuggling spices from India to the US. This is where I usually say, meet me after the show for your dime bag of coriander. Maybe I can provide you your cumin fix virtually today. But I think this is where I think airport security around the world is making a huge mistake. They're checking for liquids in your carry-on, but nobody is checking if I've got my curry on. I mean, that stuff is lethal. You can hijack a plane in no time. Add a pinch to the pilot's foot, and they will be sitting in the toilet all through the flight. Well, I am in India. As I said, I'm visiting my parents. I've been here for 10 days. It's been a little bit like doing Ninja Warrior and Fear Factor at this. They both cook really well, and I'm enjoying some great food. But I'm in a really weird place with my parents right now. I have been separated from my wife for 4 years, but my parents are still talking to my wife every single day. And they call me like every other week. I said, Mom, why are you talking to her? What are you talking to her? She said, you remember the dowry we collected when you got married? So for those of you who don't know, dowry is like an age-old practice, right? Like it's like a price of the bride kind of thing in like prehistoric days. Like men used to take some money from their wives when they got married with the promise of taking care of them. It's like, I'm the man, I have the broad shoulders, I'm going to do all the work, you don't worry, you just come in. That's like, build this life together kind of thing, right? But over time, men like me have misused this practice to gain personal wealth. And I'm not ashamed to say that I'm smuggling good spices to the US. And I also took a large sum of dowry from my wife when we got married. My mom said, I'm being nice to your wife so we don't have to return the dowry at the divorce. Now that is one smart woman. This is why I visit her every year. I told her, don't worry, Mom. I will send her the divorce papers in a plastic bag with some ketchup packets in it. You guys have heard of arranged marriage? I'm going through an arranged divorce. My mom is a real sweetheart. There's only one thing I don't get about her. She's always worried. What will people say? For example, I used to wet the bed as a child, and my mom was worried what people would say. I was worried. Why was she telling everyone? Now she's worried that what people will say if I get divorced. Because divorce is still taboo in India. Right? It's kind of the premise of arranged marriage, actually. It's like a marriage between two families, not two individuals. Right? Like, so even if something happens, like a few hundred affairs, the two families try to keep the couple together. And I had a lovely arranged marriage, which means my wife had to be approved by my dad, my mom, my grandmom, 9 uncles, 12 aunts, 50 cousins, and Mahatma Gandhi. And now my divorce is going through that same approval process. Add in another 100 nephews and nieces, and I, me, us, we. In case you guys don't know what that is, it's an app that lets you build a family tree. And last year, one of my 9 uncles, kind soul that he is, he used IMESV to build our family tree. The problem is he didn't know how to use the app. So he collected all the information, the names, the date of births, the wedding anniversary, this and that. And then he paid someone to do it. And now I can't get a divorce because my uncle does not know how to delete my wife's name from the app. I went to an Indian wedding one weekend. You guys ever been to an Indian wedding? I know what you're thinking. How can you go to an Indian wedding in one weekend? The groom was American. Indian weddings are so long. The only way to fit them in a weekend is to marry somebody else. Indian weddings are also ridiculously expensive. I mean, the groom arrives on a horse, and that's only because an elephant will make it slower. Every Indian wedding is like William and Kate's royal wedding, minus the broadcasting rights. And then, wait for it. And then there is the gold. Well, I have a word of advice for all the men who are here tonight. Never mess with an Indian woman. They have tremendous upper body strength for all the gold that they are wearing. They will take you down. Someone asked me, Lakshmi, is this the fine jewelry? I said, there is only one type of gold in India, and it's 22 karat. And that's only because 24 karat gold is not malleable. I say that just to say that word. It's so malleable. It means something can be hammered or beaten into shape without breaking or cracking. Just like how Indian parents bring up Indian children. Indian weddings are also nauseatingly sweet. I mean, I ate so many sweets at the wedding. The next morning when I woke up, there were ants on my bed. They were trying to carry me away. You know what would be a good party favor for an Indian wedding? A blood glucose monitor. Well, I'm 52. This is me. I'm 52, single, and broke as hell. A fellow Indian comic once said, Lakshmi, not many Indians your age are trying comedy. I don't know what hurts more, that he called me old or that he said I'm trying comedy. You know what my biggest fear is? What if all Americans figure out how to fix their own computers? I mean, millions of Indians will go out of work. I can't afford it because I have a lot of debt. I have so much debt that my son doesn't want to be my emergency contact. I had 2 mortgages and 1 student loan. And then my son got accepted at Carnegie Mellon University. I thought, okay, now I'm going to pay off these loans in no time. My son just graduated from Carnegie Mellon University. Now I have 2 mortgages and 2 student loans. You know the crazy thing about debt? It can make you believe that you have a career in comedy. That is why I'm going from place to place, from New Jersey to Philadelphia and then to India to do comedy. Well, I spent $1,000 on my ticket to India. The way this is going, I am bombing at $50 per minute. I am 52 years old and my parents still want me to be good at math. No, I signed up for the Philly 10K. My dad was so proud. He thought I was participating in a math competition. But by far, the hardest thing about my life is just my name. Because Lakshmi is not even my full first name. My name is Lakshmi Narayan Bala Subramaniam Junior. You know how bad it is? I signed up for a credit card. They sent me two. I was really pissed because they left out the junior. But it's awesome. Because I had terrible credit on the first, I have excellent credit on the second. How do you think I afforded the ticket to India? I mean, can you imagine how hard it was being a child? When my classmates got in trouble, my teacher said, write Lakshmi's name 50 times. Can you imagine how embarrassing it is to be the Indian guy blocked by customer support in America? Because every time I call customer support, I have to go L for Larry, A for Apple, K for Kilo, S for Sam, H for Hotel, M for Mike, I for India, N for Nancy, A for Apple, R for River, A for Apple, Y for Yellow, A for Apple, N for Nancy. If you guys ever call customer support in America and you're held on the line, it's possible the agent is talking to me. You guys ever wonder why every year an Indian wins the National Spelling Bee? We spent roughly the first 10 years of our lives learning to spell our own names. There is a stereotype about Indians owning all the Dunkin' Donuts in America. You guys ever wonder why we own all the Dunkins but never any Starbucks? Imagine I am running a Starbucks and you walk in the first thing in the morning. Before going to work, you want to get a cup of coffee. I will take your order and then I will take a name for your order. Imagine you say your name is Bob. And I will say, are there any alternate pronunciations, please? May I have the language of origin, please? May I have the definition, please? May I have the part of speech, please? Could you put your name in a sentence for me, please? Could you repeat the name for me, please? And then after you've done that, I would say, Bob. B-O-B, Bob. And I wouldn't even process your order till you say, that's correct. By the time you get your coffee, it would be time to go back home. You know, I'm really jealous of people named Will. Because they can put their name in a sentence. Like, will I be funny tonight? I can never do that. My name is a sentence. My name is the kind that you clearly use a few silent letters. You all use computers and phones? I assume yes. If you add one special character to my name, that could be your strong password. That's my time, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Human 911 Lorna, for having me here tonight.
Yeah. Guys, huge round of applause for Lakshmi. I am not going to call out the entire name if that's okay with you. Because I was like, well, that will be a completely different show, and that's not what I mean. We'll end up running into the next show for next month at this rate. We keep this. I think there were so many things I loved about your act. I kept thinking that the white dot on your head is actually cocaine, and I was just imagining somebody actually snorting that, off your head. That would be quite an image.
That's a
Uh,
good joke, actually. Thank you, Vikram.
yeah. And I think when we talk about divorces, I think, what, like we should stop chasing the couple and we should be talking in now whispers. The couple should be like, you heard that family got divorced. I heard those two families got divorced. The mother was not getting along with the other mother. Like, stop making the couple only the focus of attention. Let the families be the focus and let them be shamed for divorcing each other. You know what? Let's make it the ones who are actually the targets. Let's do it that way. I think that's what how we should really do this whole thing. I've been asked by Lorna that I can close with a poem, and I'll admit that I find it a little strange sometimes, so that I read out a poem when it's a comedy show, and sometimes the poems can be fairly serious. But as Deepak said, that Vikram, what I like the most about your act, I don't remember much of your comedy, but I was able to find your poems, something decent apparently. So
You're
I could
adding to my wordsmith.
also, yeah, I can also completely relate, I think, to what Lakshmi said about tech support in general, about how Indians are managing it and all of those things. So yeah, I mean, when AI and all this comes, and who knows what's going to happen. Quite amazing. So this is a poem called, it's something about the generation that everybody is confused about, and a lot of people talk about it and which markets and everything. I'll admit it has its serious moments, so I hope it works for you. It's called Dear Gen Z. I'm here. Everybody can hear me
Mhm.
clearly. Dear Gen Z, they've stamped our heads with neat little labels to manipulate our brains on their marketing tables. You are Gen X and you are Gen Z. You are just a boomer. Why must you even be? Turning a difference of generations into a clash of civilizations, encouraging rage bait engagement for their profit calculations. Gen Z doesn't want to work, complains the older generation. We want work life balance, is the Gen Z reverberation. At the age of 42, I might know a thing or two, but I was once Gen Z, just like you. At the age of 13, I was ahead of my time. With computers like my dad, we both seemed to rhyme. We built an internet startup before it was cool, imagining a tech kingdom that we were born to rule. But the sun exploded, playing us for a fool. We were blasted into the Stone Age while I was still in school. Home and finances were thrown in the air. People took advantage, for life isn't fair. I could be 13 no longer. I had to grow up overnight. The house was on fire. I had to firefight. My mom had gone crazy, my sister insane. I tried to keep that standing, but it was all in vain. The creditors were circling, the finances were in the drain. Then the bank came for the house. We had reached the end game. Somehow we survived to tell the tale, but I never got my Gen Z moment. Now my youth is chasing its tail. I know I should have given a trigger warning or two, but my life had no warnings, just triggers, what to do. Dear Gen Z, I'll never pander to you just to get a follower or two, but I'm grateful for your Insta reels, and I want to say thank you. For battling the sun came at a cost, but your childlike reels showed me what I had lost. So no matter how cringe, keep making that reel so I can live through you and live to feel. Dear Gen Z, I'm drawn to your fire. I hope that's not strange, because the flames that forged me burn like your desire for change. A Gen Z friend said I was more Gen Z than she, that I live like an artist, she dies in corporate misery. I felt for her but didn't know what to say. I'm hoping my life could show her a way. Dear Gen Z, I think I'll be 13 till the day I die. I hope that day you'll all laugh. Promise me you won't cry. For it's not a marketing label that defines you as Gen Z. It's whether you lived hard and died free. Thank you.
Wow.
Wow. Thank you, Vikram.
Thank you. And I guess on that note, I should just call out that I hope you guys enjoyed the poem, and I was wondering if it's a little too serious for a comedy show, but I'm able to relate. Um, just a couple of announcements. I think one is that our fair lineup is kind of full. So if you want to apply for the lineup, then March is when you can get spots from Lorna. But guys like Deepak and anyone else in the audience, please invite your friends. We want audience for the Feb 15 show. We need our Deepaks in the audience is basically what I'm saying. You and many more Deepaks who can attend. So please feel free to share. And there's no other announcements. Then I guess I'll just like to hand over the show to Lorna. Thank you, and over to you, Lorna.
Thank you everyone for coming. Thank you for performing and entertaining. And we will see you again on the 15th of February. And send out the invitations earlier so that you can use that to advertise to your friends. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.